What's the hidden meaning behind the Featherington's butterflies? Why do we see so many bees during the show? And what's the secret connection between Harry Potter and Bridgerton? Hi, I'm Joy. Let's dive in. It's all about the outfits. The characters on the show are hiding lots of secret meanings behind their outfits, color palettes, and fabrics. It's not hard to pick up that each family has a completely different approach to fashion and colors, which indirectly says a lot about them. For the Bridgertons, there are plenty of pale blues, greens, and silvers, which directly represent their standing in society. All of those colors symbolize elegance, stability, and honor. They're well established and have no need to prove anything to anyone. In comparison, the Featheringtons all wear the brightest shades of yellow, pink, and green, which symbolize that this family has new money and are upper-class social outsiders, always trying to get extra attention and stand out. And Simon, the Duke, is often spotted wearing red and gold, which subtly shows the viewers that he's of royalty. Additionally, he also wears a lot of dark colors, which could also symbolize his troubled past. These details are a direct nod to the original book. Did you notice any changes in Daphne's outfits after her marriage? Right after the wedding, her colors shift from blues to purple, which is in fact a blend of her family's and Simon's colors, a combination of blue and red, an amazing symbol of the union between the Bridgertons and the Hastings. Mr. Darcy vibes. Since Van Dusen, the director of Bridgerton, has always been obsessed with the BBC TV adaptation of Pride and Prejudice, Simon had no chance of going without his own Mr. Darcy moment. The soaked shirt scene inspired some of the series' spicy moments. But in Bridgerton, the white shirt gets wet, not from diving into the lake, but from a breathtaking love scene under a sudden downpour. Obviously, Colin Firth coming out of that lake with the white shirt is seared in my mind, Van Dusen commented. But I wanted to see a period piece that went further than that. Well, Van Dusen, you definitely accomplished that, and we can't complain about the results. Pay attention to the props. Most of us don't typically view interior or seemingly random props on screen as something valuable or symbolic, but let me show you several magnificent hidden details in Bridgerton that you've probably missed. Chessboard in the background. When the Bridgerton matriarch invites Lady Burbrook over for tea in order to prevent Daphne's marriage, she's playing a game of sorts. She tries to occupy Burbrook long enough for her servants to extract disparaging information about her son Nigel. A chessboard is a significant metaphor as Lady Bridgerton is like a chess player. She maneuvers to get what she wants by following the rules prescribed to her. She always thinks several steps ahead and boom, checkmate. Two similar birth scenes. At first sight, the birth scenes seem to be completely different, but if we take a closer look, it's pretty obvious that Daphne gives birth to her and Simon's child in the same room that Simon was born in. Just look at the wallpaper and bedding. They look the same. But one small detail that makes quite a lot of sense. A three-armed candelabra is a prominent symbol that visually represents the image of a new family. Simon, Daphne, and their newborn son all together. The main difference between the scenes is that the former Duke waits outside the room and immediately demands to know the gender, while Simon holds Daphne's hand throughout the delivery and never asks if it's a baby boy or baby girl. Inscription on the Blackboard. During a flashback to Simon's childhood, we learn that instead of going to school, his governess taught him separately and his lessons included Latin. Did you happen to see what was written on the blackboard? I bet you didn't. This interesting detail is a direct hint for us to understand what kind of man Simon will grow up to be. The Latin conjugations on the blackboard for the word pugnare means to fight, to battle, to strive or struggle. As a child, Simon struggles to overcome the trauma caused by his father, his stammer, and lack of confidence. And as an adult, he not only duels with Anthony, he's also into boxing. So this symbol represents how the Duke from a very young age has been learning the meaning of battling and fighting. An opera poster. The last thing we paid attention to while watching Anthony's raunchy rendezvous is a poster on the wall. Well, in fact, it's no coincidence that in a fit of passion he crashes into a poster for Mozart's opera Don Giovanni. And this particular opera is based on the legend of Don Juan, a young, licentious nobleman who places pleasure above all else. Do you see its significance now? The way the poster falls down to the floor is also a little hint as to how Anthony and Sienna's relationship will eventually come to an end. The line "for 3 nights only" on the poster also foreshadows that this temporary affair has no happily ever after. The royal afro. It was impossible not to notice the Queen's crazy hairstyles. Some of them were very deliberate. For example, her enormous afro in episode 3 was also intentionally chosen to symbolize her mixed-race royal background. Even though Bridgerton is fictional, Queen Charlotte is a real historical figure. The show has been noted for its diversity, and the Queen, portrayed by Golda Rosheuvel, historically is believed to have been England's first monarch of mixed race. Birds and feathers. Obviously, during the 19th century, everything was different about women's rights and their lifestyles. Bridgerton does a great job by including a symbolic hint at the role of men and women in society. Throughout the season, you might have noticed an abundance of feathers. You can see them all over the place, waved like fans, stitched onto clothes, added into hairdos. But one particular scene, a ball in the 3rd episode, includes the appearance of bird cages along with these feathers. And this one scene seems to be a direct commentary on gender roles. Just look at Daphne's hair, it also has a delicate feather in it. As she dances and spins round, viewers can clearly see the cages and stuffed peacocks all around. According to Van Dusen, the cast and crew referred to this scene as the bird ball due to the gentlemen strutting around like peacocks for attention. You might have easily assumed that the cages and birds were just party decor, but in fact the birds represent the women, and the cages are the rules of society. The same metaphor is further supported with a phrase of Eloise's in episode 5.
Why would a woman want to draw more notice to the fact that she's like a bird squawking for a man's attention in some bizarre ritual?
Bees all over the place. Bzzz. Have you seen the bees? They are buzzing around everywhere in Bridgerton, from the first seconds of the series to the show's final sequence. You could have noticed them anywhere, on Eloise's hair accessories, Benedict's collar, on the roses decorating the just-married couple's carriage, and all over the place. Why pay attention to a tiny insect when there are so many intrigues going on? Let me explain. Chris Van Dusen, the show's creator, confirmed that the bee is a very important symbol and thematic element of the show. In fact, it's a major clue about the Bridgertons' past and a direct nod to Julia Quinn's novels. On screen, Edmund Bridgerton's death is barely mentioned. According to the novel, he died from a bee sting, leaving the family's estate to his eldest son, Anthony Bridgerton. The last shot in the season finale is also a big hint. In Season 2, according to the book, Anthony's fear of bees after a childhood incident is going to lead him into a scandalous situation with a new love interest. However, these insects don't only refer to Bridgerton's father, they're also a symbol of procreation, as a bee appears every time someone gives birth and is also a metaphor of hierarchy. As the director mentions, it's all about queens and drones. But bees aren't the only insects with added meaning in the series. 600 butterflies. The Featherington family's fashion sense makes it really hard to notice any details, so you may have missed the fact that butterflies are often part of their outfits, especially Penelope's, through various hair accessories, necklaces, and dresses. Even the Featheringtons' grand staircase features 600 butterflies. Crazy, right? For the Featheringtons, and Penelope in particular, the butterflies are certainly a fitting symbol. The hidden meaning behind these often very colorful insects of short lifespans and ephemeral beauty is an empty vanity. But in the case of Penelope, they symbolize transformation, freedom, and a butterfly's new beginning is a hint that she turns out not to be exactly who we expected her to be. From a young, almost invisible to others debutante, she's transformed into the most scandalous author of high society, whose words everyone listens to. A bit of magic. If some of the Bridgerton faces seem strangely familiar to you, let me help you place where you've seen them before. Turns out that 2 of its stars previously had minor roles in the Harry Potter film series. Rege-Jean Page, who stars as the Duke of Hastings, made a very short cameo as an uncredited extra during the early wedding scene in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. You can easily find him right beside Hermione and Molly Weasley in this scene.
They are coming.
The other cast member with a Harry Potter link is Freddie Stromer, who portrays the Prince of Prussia in the period drama. He played Gryffindor student Cormac McLaggen in the 3 last Harry Potter movies. Want to know more? Watch our video about Bridgerton's hilarious bleepers. Thanks for watching and stay awesome!